Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to TCG University. It's me, Noah, here with
James
and
Oliver.
We are going to discuss the ban list for Final Fantasy. This is our study hall podcast about that. Woo, 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 woo. Housekeeping stuff. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, support us on Patreon. We'll see it down at the bottom of the little video here.
TCG University.
Yeah. Shout outs to Chris McKinney for Midwest Card Dealer as well. He's very helpful for us. We appreciate it. What card do we want to start with? Let's start with the least everybody knew card.
Althea?
Yeah, Althea was definitely out of left field in my opinion.
You
No, go ahead. You're good.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't think you had enough.
Althea.
Oh my gosh. No, that's fine. I was making sure you had a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize you had the tab already ready.
Yeah, I was all set up there.
No.
Do you guys want to go? Sorry, I'm pulling up the reasoning for why they banned Althea. I forgot to pull that up. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
How dare you?
Do we think Althea is justified in what we know currently?
I
say yes.
I think in the meta she wasn't very relevant, but I can see why she was banned because it creates like some uninteractive gameplay stuff that she can do, and I understand that. I
Outside
feel
of
that.
mono wind or like storm decks in general, I haven't seen anybody play Althea for like 3 months.
Yeah, since like the beginning of the set release.
She's mainly a storm card. They
Yeah.
didn't say it as such.
Yeah, the biggest deck I saw it personally was the game that I watched where someone was playing like Wind, Earth, Ice, and they were playing the Terra Summon package, and they were just like, they kept looping, like standing up, or like, I think in 2 turns, this guy played Shantoto twice because he would respond, kill the opponent's Terra, or his Terra, so then he's just like, I'll just loop a Shantoto again and ruin your field again. And that's pretty much how Althea was used at that point. Or I think he used it a couple times to save the Terra.
That was Florida Materia Cup.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That was the last time I've seen Althea be played.
And then Wool happened.
Yeah. Reasons behind ban. As Althea can be easily reused multiple times, this has become a key card with long-term use in mono win decks where the number of casts are counted. This card has also contributed to games lasting a long time due to the associated increase in choice of actions for the player. Because Althea is likely to be continually used in future as a central card in powerful decks with high possibility of being used again and again, this card has been banned. We'll get on Sildra because Sildra is the other card on the ban list. I think Althea is technically in response to Sildra. They're like, if we ban Sildra, what's the next deck that they think is going to be the bigger problem? And it's going to be mono wind.
They think it's going to be Storm.
Yeah, a Storm
I really
deck
don't
or a
agree
mono
with
wind
it,
deck.
but I understand.
Yeah,
because mono water has to now play back like a considerable number of backups, be them helpful or just chump backups to play, which fills up their deck slots a bit more. But also in turn, it can break their hand.
Yeah,
potentially. I don't think it's going to stop mono water too much, but
it's the same thing.
They're
with Storm.
not as fast and consistent without Sildra. I think Althea, for sure, like playing games against Connor, because Connor's like the resident mono win player, basically. Playing games against Connor, where he puts an Althea on board, I'm like, well, I need to have 2 ways to kill anything on the board.
Something you're trying to
because the second Althea is there and I don't respond immediately, Althea just goes, nah. I'll put this and my dude back, and then I'll play Althea and keep going. And it's just like, it's a hassle to deal with. I get it. It does definitely prolong the game longer than you want it to. And like, you can Althea Shantoto loop. It's not that hard.
I also don't think Althea is going to hurt mono wind either, being gone.
No.
you
I mean,
have.
it's like when Minwu got banned. It didn't hurt mono wind. I mean, it did, but like it didn't really matter as much. Minwu was probably used more in like decks that use wind as a side element to really push more than anything, because she was super proactive. Althea is more reactive than she is proactive, and I think her reactivity is nuts.
Yeah. So.
What card?
Minwu?
Not Minwu. Did I say
Yeah,
Minwu?
you said Minwu. That's why I was very
like,
confused.
My bad.
It's
Mione.
Neone.
I apologize.
No, you're fine. You said Minwu, and I was
The
like,
TCP went back up. That says play bounce a dude and draw a card.
Yeah.
Basically Chocobo for a backup.
Basically, Althea is
Yeah. But that mixed with Althea, gross. Yeah. I think Althea
if
is
they're
justified.
printing better win stuff this next set, because like the Yuri Chalinka is on par with like everything else we've been seeing. If other things
I
they
actually
print,
think the Yuri Chalinka is really good. I honestly, you don't even need the Yuri. I think you play that Chalinka and you play the 4 CP Yuri that restands 2 dudes on.
I was
swing
actually
on
thinking
play.
you play that Yuri and you play the other Chalinka. I was thinking it backwards.
The break Chilinka or the backup
The break
Chilinka?
Chilinka.
Oh yeah.
Because once they're both on board, you just break 2 things every single time you attack.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah,
You
which is
kill 4 less.
disgusting.
Yeah. You just have to keep them alive.
Yeah.
Which I
You could do like Cecil into Yuri into Chilinka. Because the Yuri plays the Chilinka.
I mean, yeah. That's not terrible.
Yeah.
It's
still play
under wind,
Chocobo?
so I guess you have some. You
You have a lot of protection stuff.
We'll
Even
figure it out
without
when we get there.
even
When we
without
get there,
yeah.
look out for it.
Even without a
Yeah. So the next one obviously is going to be the big one that everybody probably saw coming. It would be Sildra. Sildra's a given. I think what they should have. So I was talking with Oliver about this a bit earlier. I think in terms of cards like Sildra, their search requirements should be restricted to a archetype or category itself. Like A-list top checks for a Dragoon, which and if it doesn't hit a Dragoon, it breaks onto it, which realistically isn't nuts in anything but Dragoon. Yep. So that card still has use in an archetype, and it functions for that archetype. I think Sildra should have knocked out the water character and just said Cat 5. I think there's a few Cat 5 options that are worth playing. Kelger's cool. Everybody's playing Cryo, so
Or if they wanted to make it water, they just do check top 5 or check something.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like top
Just
3.
auto search just isn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
and all searches too.
The restrictive cost is that they have to be of different costs. But no.
Yeah, my argument is you just grab the card you really want, and then you grab a card that you're like, I'm okay with pitching this for CP. That's fine. That's 2 CP for me, guys.
I apologize. I'm a thirsty boy. Yeah, no. I think Sildra was fine. Sildra made sense. But I do want to say they should have banned Wool.
Should have banned Wool.
And we're gonna
how many Wool decks did we have locals last night? I was playing it.
You played one.
Jerry was playing it.
Jerry played one.
Connor won with it.
Connor won. That's at least 3 out of 10 person.
What was Chris playing?
Chris was playing. He was playing. He was playing a weird deck.
He was playing He was playing Lightning.
He was playing.
Did you not play Ninjas?
No, he was playing. He was playing like a Lightning.
He was playing some Lightning deck.
Not a Wool deck.
Cool. It wasn't a Wool deck.
It wasn't a Wool deck.
It was a very
out
cool
of 10
idea.
people, 3 Wool decks at a local.
At a local.
Which that deck shouldn't need to be at a local. Yeah. It's already we get it. But
like having 2 players would make sense, I think, because you have like 2 players that want to play stuff like that.
I mean, even I had one, but I took mine apart.
You could have played Wool because you have a Wool deck as well, and just chose not to play it that night.
I'm tired of playing it.
I gave Kyle
built
Wong,
it, two locals with it, and went, all right, we're done.
I gave Kyle Wong a choice between that, the Wool deck. He chose my Soiree Wolves, which just fucking.
To be fair though, he didn't know what deck he chose.
No, but I'm saying it was between that or I brought Avalanche and Une because I really enjoy Une. I'm trying to get that to work. But he randomly just went this one and chose the Wool. So I also could have not played it last night. That means you could have also played it, meaning we had 4.
No, I took mine apart.
Oh, you took yours apart?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna revamp Summoners again. Even without Sildra, I think Summoners is really good.
Yeah.
Especially if I wanted to be cheeky with it and play a little bit of color fixing, you could probably play the 3 CP Una that says I think it's pay 5 and search for 6 summons of different costs and add them to hand. It's not good, but it's funny.
6 summons?
I think it's 6. Here, hold on. I will
6 different card
block this out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards from deck.
I believe so. We're gonna double check here real quick.
Okay, while you do that. So locals wise, cool. We all played Wool. Not cool. Wool's still a thing.
Yeah, Wool still exists. Wool's a problem.
I didn't play Wool. I played a sick ass
Understandably, Jerry was playing. I don't know if Connor was playing.
Jerry wasn't playing full Soiree. I don't even really think
Jerry wasn't playing
Soiree. He was playing for Wool.
He was still playing Wool. He was still because he doesn't have to take it apart for at least till the set comes out.
Yeah.
So he was still playing full Wool because he played Sildra on me. It was very unfun.
Whoops.
I didn't enjoy it. I was I chose not to play Sildra in my deck. It's banned.
The cost required to cast your summons can be paid with CP of element. Any element, when unit enters the field, you can pay 5.
So
when you do, search for up to 6 summons, each of different costs, and add them to your hand. Memes! And then discard a copy of Una when you cast a summon. You can cast a summon from your hand of a inferior cost for free. Memes!
So what you're saying is this is an 8 drop. This is pick up 12 CP.
Basically. It's not super good, but it's
Because
really
like you
funny.
have to play so many different summons. Because you have to get like a 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1, and you have to have multiple copies in your deck. Because if you at any point you get this
It
late
does say
game,
up to 6, which
Okay, so
means you can fail a few
Okay,
things.
that's right.
Yeah, if it said 6 base, you're fucked. you need to build perfectly.
but still, it's funny. I don't.
It is.
Please
It
don't
is
play
hilarious.
Please don't play it.
It's a legend. That's a legend.
I mean, it does legend things. Honestly, it really does.
Yeah.
Back to Slither Poop. Okay.
I'll do it. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I think Wool's an issue. I think Soirees as a package at this point now because Wool exists. So here's where I stand: either get rid of Wool or nerf Soirees. Because
Honestly,
even Jerry's deck, like I was playing my Ice Earth monsters, and like it's not optimal at all because I have to keep playing it to get it to its optimal point. But like even playing that, I was still manhandling Jerry's deck for a hot minute, because all he is going 4 straight Wool.
Yeah,
so if I just lock down anything else, it doesn't matter. But Soirees color fixes super easily, and has its own like engine that it
Wool
runs.
sucks because you played 3 Wool decks in a row
I did.
for 4-round locals.
Yep. It's real fun.
That sucks.
And I mean, my deck actually stood up to each one to a degree. There was
Mine shit on me.
I couldn't get like the final push.
My Soiree shit on me.
Yeah, I
all day.
felt
It was
really bad for you.
Yeah, like,
I had Skeleton and Biblos out, and I was like, "There's
versus
nothing."
Kyle Wong, I did nothing for the first 4 turns.
Jesus.
My opening turn was pitch 3, play Shinryu. For him to play, I'll play 2-drop monsters, says bounce that dude in your hand. I went, okay. I really didn't have anything going, and you put back the only card I have, but okay.
And then you played into me, and that wasn't fun either.
No, but my deck just didn't want to help me all
Yeah.
day.
It's like
It was,
that, unfortunately.
It was a sad day.
So Wool or Soirees, it's one or the other. Personally,
Honestly, I think it's Wool.
I think Soirees is fine as Soirees.
Yeah.
Soirees
I
is
think
topped, but
Soirees
Soirees
next
has
format
never
is
been.
fine.
Soirees has never been the issue. Soirees is the issue now because of Wool. So I think you get rid of Wool.
I think Soirees by itself, next format, is perfectly on level with everything else that's going to be in the game.
Yeah.
Like what they're printing next set is perfectly on par with Soirees.
We won't
and
get too much
13.
into it until next set comes out, but be on the lookout for when I talk about the Turks and how I think they're like not actually that good. They're cool,
So
but
what
they're
we're
not that good.
So me and Connor were talking about it. It's less about how good Turks is as a whole, but how good that Turks package is if you put it into Lightning Ice, just by itself.
Yeah, but the issue is
You want to play Turks.
I want to play the better Turks package.
You want to play Turks. I understand. You want to play Turks the way I play Avalanche, and I get it.
I don't even need to play Turks aggressive. I just want to play Turks where they're
You
consistent.
want to play Turks where they work,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm not saying like
They gave Avalanche literally a starter deck to make it function so nicely, and then
I mean, they did give you
Turks-
really cool pieces, but like they just aren't enough.
Yeah, but they're not enough. Like one of the issues that I have
My
with Turks
key
is
piece
like
does really
Turks
cool things.
Turks backup. The only realistic backup you is a mandatory in Turks, or that you is President Shinra.
Yeah.
Because it searches out your Turks or your Rufuses.
Yep. And then they gave me like.
And then they give you these bomb Rufuses, and I'm like, that's cool, but I want to play backup Rufus, so I got another Turk on board. Like, but I can't do that.
And the other problem is your big
Sisney, I might put Sisney in the back row though.
Sisney's sick.
I mean because you could.
because you don't need another front row.
I
But
don't want to get too much into it, but you can play the 2CP Edge that gives you like 3 shuriken counters, and then just use Sisney to pop the counters and dual freeze things,
That's cool.
and then just sack the Edge off later.
Because the other thing for that is your because it's a dual structure deck between the Turks and the Avalanche.
Yep.
Your
And
boss
Avalanche came
monster
out so
in
much better.
Rufus does absolutely shit all.
Rufus doesn't. Here's the fun fact: if they had swapped the elements, I think that Rufus would be nuts because you can easily put yourself to the damage point in Fire and Earth. It is not easy to do in Ice and Lightning.
It's
It's
very
so
rough because your Rufus doesn't do anything for your game plan, so you'd rather just play a different Rufus.
I mean, I play both. I play at least.
I mean,
think
yeah,
two.
but I mean-
I think I do a 2-3 because the other one's an EX burst that searches.
Hey, dude. Maybe we'll get a good Rufus in the set.
We saw the Rufus this
Yeah.
time.
Oh, did we? I
It's
didn't
good
read
inside
it.
the package.
Okay.
Not really good inside the Turks as a whole.
Okay.
Unfortunate.
Okay.
Yeah. The little three card package they gave us is really good in. But that's
Cry.
it. But yeah, so like for me, the Cloud does everything I want it to do for my deck,
not-
and your Rufus doesn't.
Yeah. We're not gonna see another ban list for probably
A hot minute.
another 3-4
I think
months.
till we see the Winter Cups,
Until then,
Uh,
that early.
winter season.
Well, I guess that's not super early.
It's 3
I'm
months,
imagining
3-ish
set.
months.
I'm imagining set 21 is like right before then is when we see another one. So that'd be around
I
the same
think
point,
set
right?
20. I think set 20 comes out.
Oh no, we're
Wool is
in
still
19. We're going on to 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
20
21.
set 20 comes out. Wool's still a problem, and we get to the winter competitive season, and I think they're going to have to do something.
I mean, so we're gonna. I'm gonna make this guess, but it's already being proven, or it's got evidence to back it up. I think Wool is going to be the most predominant deck that we see because Wool in of itself handles Wool.
Yep.
It literally comes down to who can trigger Wool more times and or who can get Wool on board first and just steamroll from there. I think that's just what you're going to see the most of, and I don't like it
Yep.
at all.
Yeah.
It puts the game into a situation where you're realistically only playing that in,
Yeah.
again, mono water, which we've mentioned before.
I got the solution.
What's your solution?
Diversity. I don't know how you do it, but diversity.
This game...
No.
This
No,
game,
there's
diversity
so
sounds
much,
bad.
Not
dude.
at all.
You'd be like, oh, we're going to diversify your Wool deck. Yeah, but I played like a one of Sid Randall in my deck and nobody else did, so like I should...
Do you know what? Judge counts how he counts it.
Yeah.
Gross.
So like, I would count Jerry's deck and like me and Connor's decks as two separate decks, but that's it. You have straight Wool and you have soiree Wool, and I'd count that as two separate decks. That's as far as you're getting.
Gross.
Yeah.
I do think Une is going to be an issue.
And I think Medina's gonna be an issue.
We keep saying that.
Hey.
And we're the only ones on the Medine hype
And
train.
my decks are
honestly,
sick.
Medine hype train, I still think that deck's nuts. I might actually just go back to the fire water version. I do like the earth water, but like fire water is just so much funnier.
It's just big of a dude. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, like the amount of times I've casted one Medine 5 times over in it, like one copy of Medine 5 times.
I'm just trying to build Doga 2. Hashtag free Doga 2024.
I do want.
It'll happen
like-
in winter season.
I think a
Hear it
really
now.
nice
Never
format for
happened.
the game will be a situation where you can play aggressively, but the aggressive decks you play can also go to mid range if need be. You just have to make that decision early on. You either decide to gas and play aggressively, or you have to be like after like turn 2, you're like maybe I need to like hold back and try.
It's
for
really
mid.
weird because I think we're gonna see. I think next format we're gonna
Which?
see a lot of.
Oh no, continue.
Next format we're gonna see a lot of more like mid-range kill decks because I think
Yep.
a lot of the decks look like mid-range kill decks.
Yeah.
I think the only deck in the format that is a straight like aggressive kill deck is 13.
It's only Firelighting 13.
I think so.
And one of the issues I see with a lot of Firelighting 13, no offense to anybody doing it, is that
Blast Cannon.
they don't have any defense on the EXs. When I built it, I was like, I'm at least putting in 3 fucking Odins because if you're gonna keep poking me because I'm hitting you
It
hard,
plays no good defense.
like-
It has no EX burst.
Yeah.
yeah, it
If
does.
the expert says, maybe I'll kill you next turn with this hope I added.
Maybe I'll draw a card.
Maybe
played-
maybe I'll Bren Hilder.
I felt really bad for Kyle. I don't know what it is. Kyle, I love you. But every time I play his 13 recently, I play slower decks, and I'm still just outmatching that. Granted, this last time I played Buckaboo turn 1. So the second he played a card, he lost to. I
Yeah.
was like, it's 3 cards out of hand.
Yeah, that's
13 doesn't work then.
Yeah.
And then I replayed Buckaboo later on. But yeah. Sildra, Althea makes sense. Sildra for sure. Althea off the back of Sildra. Only off the back of Sildra, in my opinion. And I wish they would have touched Wool.
Yeah.
I don't want Wool getting
They're
what?
going to give me a lot of money, unfortunately.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
They did a supply set, too.
So
So sleeves and
we
Sorry.
can't talk about Guilty Gear in the Final Fantasy podcast, James.
so there's gonna be sleeves in a deck box as well.
Wool should have gotten touched. Any other cards that we particularly think? I think, like I said, I think Une will probably in the future.
Everything
but
else
Une's
feels
like
kind
a
of-
watch
Hey,
list.
I have
Everything-
I have a list of cards that I think should have got touched. So I don't know.
Yeah, you
And
and the
nobody
Tyro,
agrees with
you
me.
and Tyro.
I think Tyro should get touched.
Yeah, we're never gonna
Yeah.
agree with that one. Only because of the fact that Tyro's been out for God. What opus did Tyro come
And
out
every
in?
10.
deck plays
10.
it at a 2 to a 3 of.
Tyro's been out
pretty
at
sure
10,
10.
but Tyro's never been like the card you point at and be
Actually,
like, that's an issue.
Don't trust me. Look it up. Don't trust me. Look
every,
it up.
every single time.
Either way, whatever opus Tyro came out of, I can't think off the top of my head. Correct me in the comments. That's appreciated.
I can't. Dude. I need to
Any
look
deck
it
that
up.
plays multicolored into Earth plays Tyro.
I mean, every deck's almost playing multicolor now. What I think they need to do, we talked about this before. I feel like we're just rehashing, but that's fine. What I think they need to do is push for more mono. I want more mono color decks that aren't water and wind only. I definitely want mono lightning. because I think Lightning's super nuts. I always stand by. I think straight breaks
think
are one of the best versions,
I was
the
off.
best ways of.
I was off by 1. It's 11.
Oh, 11.
Yeah.
I definitely think straight breaks are probably
12
one of
is
the
dual
cleanest
colors.
ways to kill a card
Yeah.
in the game. Especially because even though the break zone is used to some degree, the break zone isn't like Yu-Gi-Oh levels where it feels bad destroying a card. I think Mono Fire was fine with the Ifrit Frida package, but like there's really nothing else Mono Fire points
Mono
to
Fire
besides
doesn't do
Megisa.
anything.
It has Megisa.
Its
it
big
just
thing
plays
is
dudes.
it plays samurais.
Yeah,
Or Megisa that
samurais.
says,
Yeah.
I ping her, play dude,
Yeah.
and
people
that's about it.
and people are playing other things, so they're not going to try to play samurais
Yeah.
right now,
Megisa
unfortunately.
samurai.
Mono Earth doesn't really have anything. I
monks.
honestly,
You do monks, I think.
yeah, but it's not that.
I
good
think
for Mono
Fire Earth Monks is a little bit stronger. You get to do a lot more cool things with it.
You've seen it.
Yeah,
Fire Earth Monks just have a lot of cool things you can do.
you get to play Bosch.
You do get to play Bosch.
Eh.
Hit
You go-
yourself for a point
Not
and
a
then search
monk.
for your Yang, play your
Not a
Yang, and
monk.
play your Mott.
Not a monk.
He's an honorary monk at that point.
Yeah.
really.
Mono Earth definitely needs it. Mono Ice doesn't really have much. I was talking about this. I really think it's cool if you can get it to be consistent enough with Mono Ice where either every turn you're able to do it or every other turn you lock their back row down. You play Titania,
Yeah.
who hasn't been seen in like forever, also might be useful in that deck. So you would play that, Vincent, and Celeste, and then Babas as like your main pieces to keep your opponent down, and you just chip them away. You're like, you don't get to actively use your back row. You're gonna have to ditch out a hand.
I actually think this next format we're going to see a whole lot of just 4.
Yeah, people are
Celeste
gonna.
and,
Yeah,
Celeste and Locke.
yeah. That unfortunately,
That's 6.
or that's 6.
Sorry, 6.
4 is Cecil and Co.
Cecil and Rosa. I think
see a
unfortunately,
bunch of those,
I don't.
but,
I don't like the new Rosa. That's just me though. But yeah, I think Cat 4 is gonna be looked at. People are gonna play Cat 6 because the new Cat 6 is gonna be that like mid-range style for Ice that Ice kind of like lacks, where they can play aggressive with that package, which is nice.
It's real weird because like Ice either plays a long game or a short game right now. It's real weird.
Yeah, they don't have that.
aggro Ice,
Yeah,
or you play aggro.
yeah,
play
where you're
Storm.
playing like Vince. You're playing Alcid Zeramis, where you're just at the get go. You're like,
It's
I'm
like
playing
Weiss
these.
and,
You just keep
Weiss and
tapping their
Arrow.
dudes
Yep.
and stuff, and then you're just like, I'm freezing them
Or you
now.
somehow play this really long game that does nothing, and you all.
And either you die or you just like it goes to time,
Yeah.
and then you die. But yeah,
Reprint for Solace, please. I want a Fasalis.
Yeah, we do need more. I mean, honestly,
we have 2
for
Fasalises right now. Unfortunately, I don't like the second one, but the first one is pretty hype. The Legend.
I think the second one's actually not half bad. She's cool. She's not like busted, but she's interesting.
I think she's really neat if you're able to draw cards. And like I think Storm is a funny ass deck for her to be in.
Oh, you're like, I have nothing else I can play, but I have cards in my hand that I could pitch.
Yeah, why not?
Fasalis.
I'll look at the top 2.
Well, she does require you to discard one, but like still.
You
I mean,
discard one and get the ability to play one. So
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of a balance.
Yeah.
I think
Bring back White Tiger.
White Tiger's such a cool card.
Yeah,
All of the White
it's
Tiger.
so
Well, besides the Power Crept one, the one that
Yeah.
got outcrept, but like White Tiger's always been pretty nuts. Attack decks, I think attack deck would be really nice.
I think we could see an Alcid like Alcid Ultimisia. Or not Alcid,
not
but
Alcid,
Sid Rendell.
Sid Rendell and
Sid
Ultimisia.
Rendell.
Sid. It's Sid.
Yeah,
Another
dude,
set.
I'm still on the hype train
I
that someone should play Warp.
Stand by,
Ultimisia.
because she'll never be a problem until somebody can efficiently break her in some capacity, which they probably will in the future.
The Snake Girl.
But Ultimisia,
Oh.
for sure, is a nuts card. The ability, especially if you're playing things like Warp, as you mentioned, or you're playing like Onion Knight and you're just playing
Putting
Anything that
Degree.
free plays dudes.
it makes them cheaper to any degree. Ultimisia is just nuts. It's just like she's a dark card, and if they're good on their design philosophy, you'll never be able to search her out super easily unless you're playing Spiritus and you pitch for, which is another dark card to add to your deck. So
Just
it feels
play
bad.
Charlotta.
I mean, you could play Charlotta, but you have to see Charlotta.
Yeah, but you play
If,
Vayne Charlotta.
if they ever put a backup down that grabs her, it's done.
Yeah.
She's Cat 8. They got to be careful on that. And they put a Cat 8 backup that just says pick up a Cat 8 forward. That Ultimisia is busted. They don't have that yet. They have a lot of search for a seed candidates
Oh, okay.
or
Okay.
top check, but they don't have anything that says search for a Cat 8. I know. I tried. They do have a cipher that EX person says search for a witch, but that cipher's not a backup, and that's the only downside in my opinion. If he was a backup, it'd be nuts.
I mean, it's honestly still not bad. If you can you still search for her.
Yeah.
What else does the cipher do?
That's it. He's like a 3-drop 7K that searches for witch.
He's
it.
lightning.
I mean,
like,
they
I
have
think-
an 8 color fixer. There's an 8 color fixer now.
Yeah.
What is Sid Kramer doesn't matter.
What do you
But
mean?
I'm saying you could build a deck
You can.
where you have a color fix
play
for your
vanilla.
lightning.
It searches for a cat 8. It's ice.
What the fuck? How have I not noticed that?
It's from set
I'm
2.
so bad.
It's
oh,
set
it's
2.
from set 2.
It's from set 2.
Wait, what was I? Wow, I'm such a baddie.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
like,
so-
I'm pretty sure you did it because I thought about
It's
playing it
ice.
sometime. It's ice. That's why you don't
can
play it.
play
So the
with
ice
Sid
lightning
Randell.
gets
Yeah.
played.
Yeah. So you can play
You
that.
can play with Sid Randell.
You can play that.
Damn.
That's your backup that searches, and you get
Oh, that's
the,
so much more consistent now. The ability to have 2 cards that search her out. Well, looks like
you
I'm
can't-
rebuilding
don't,
that.
Don't play the cipher. Just play this.
Why not play the Cipher, though?
You don't have to play. You don't
Lightning.
have to play
Because if you have copies
you
of her,
can play something else.
You can discard copies of her. I mean, I could play water ice, because, fun fact, Sarah searches out Mute, who searches out Sid, and Mute's also an EX burst. Ain't bad, ain't terrible.
The reason I'm saying this is because like you don't need the cipher. The cipher was only there to search that, but like, who cares? And that color fixes
Oh,
are random.
you know what also was the issue in that deck, since we're like completely off topic of the ban list, but it is still like overall. Sildra doesn't exist, so it makes it a little not super consistent. But we need Chaos because we want to lock down action abilities with Emperor. Ultimacia, Emperor, and Sid locks a board. And you just play Unileska in your back row and you go, I'll ditch one, you'll ditch one. And they like never have like enough generation. One of the best boards I've ever built, which is like a fucking pipe dream in the dark, was X-Death and Ultimacia, where I just sit there going, sick, 20 cards are removed, get rid of one of your things. Awesome. Ultimacia says that everything that you play costs 2 extra right now, besides backups. Nuts. Oh, did you play something that costed your entire hand? Sick. Discard or remove it? Bye-bye.
You know the messed up part? That was to me.
It was to Oliver.
Yeah, we were
It was casual. It's fine.
Yeah, we were deck testing some stuff, and he's like, I really want to try out this Ultimacia deck. I was like, yeah, sure. And then he
It
like,
was in Kingslave.
yeah. And I think I was at like damage 5, and he did that to me. And that turn, I literally died because I had to debuild my board, and I had to then like finagle stuff, and I still lost the whole board, and then died afterwards.
He had like he would get like grips of like 7 to 9 cards in hand depending, and I'd just be like, oh, that's cool.
It costs you one more card.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
She's a cool card. I
Yep.
think she's nuts. Wrap this up because this doesn't need to be super long.
Yeah.
Should have been banned. Sildra's fine. Althea's fine.
Not a lot different.
Tyro is something James thinks needs to be hit. What other cards do you think need to be hit? You've mentioned Tyro.
I think he hit Ember. I really do.
Amber. We've talked about that one.
Yep.
I think if you don't-
Amber's
if you
Amber
don't-
searchability on an EX is
If
nuts.
Soirees continues to be a problem outside the wool problem,
Yeah.
If Soirees continues to be a problem, Amber's the card you hit instant.
Oh,
If
hold
no
on.
cards of choice.
To anybody that says it, just play Arcanist. No, that's boring. That's stupid.
I'm not playing ice.
I'm gonna literally put this ice card in my deck and have to play an ice deck basically to deal with a wool deck, and then hope they don't like the wool decks
Well,
don't
just
just
play
tech with
Exodus,
removal
too.
for Arcanist because they'll
Exodus.
probably just play what's her face. Oh, I'm blanking. They'll probably just play Une and bounce the Arcanist back, and then you're behind because then you're like, do I replay my Arcanist or do I like play to push the game? You replay the Arcanist, you're probably dead. Like I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. It's
Just
unfortunate.
play Exodus, forehead.
Yeah, just play Exodus.
Yeah, it kills all
And then they
fours.
Misdragon me. Because Wool decks will definitely be playing Misdragon.
Yeah.
They'll go,
I'll tap
Une,
it in."
Misdragon?
Une, Rydia, Misdragon.
Okay, what do you do?
Yeah.
Nothing. You don't do anything.
Play Sarah Mobius.
You're like locked out. That card, honestly, over the course of our local, that card was really rough, especially for like Jerry. That's what cemented me, I think, in my game against Jerry. He had to play a Chaos and steal like some stupid card I gave him, and then pop that to pop her.
Yeah.
I was like,
I was so upset. He played Chaos and stole my Sophie. My 1-0.
I'll never be as mad as when I played my Retainers deck, and I went Norstalin into Lael into Zidane, and then the next thing he did was dump his entire hand to play Chaos and take my Zidane, and I never drew an out for it. Or sorry, I drew my outs, but I was too impatient because I was like, I should be fine. Nope. It sucked.
Yeah.
I got the swing and the steal of Zidane, and then he just chaosed it. And I was like, that's cool.
And then he got the free
Guess
card.
I just lose because Chaos. I mean, Chaos is a fine card. Like it's whatever.
It's terrific.
But what really lost me was that he arced me back to back 2 turns.
I didn't realize for a hot second that Chaos with Shintoto is just free. It's real funny.
Shintoto.
Gains all of the elements.
Yeah.
Gross, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't put a Toto on board.
No. So Chaos is just like, you Shantoto'd me. Chaos. Still your dude.
Okay, I'll play Arc now.
It's you. I think it's like you tap. You get 5 elements, so it's tap
Well,
one.
Yeah.
Play Chaos. Still your dude.
Then play Arc because it's free, loser. You thought you had advantage, now you don't.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Happy fun
New
times.
thing we learned. I was looking through the Discord is if you get rid of the dude that Arc targets, they don't discard too.
Yeah, because it's
Because it
period.
has to resolve.
discard,
Yeah.
Has to resolve fully to discard it too.
Card games, gotta love them. It's all about grammar.
Final Fantasy is the fucking worst fucking chains of stuff. I hate it.
It's the English card game of all considered of other languages. It has so many mixtures of so many different games, but then it like contradicts some of its like wordings and how they works.
I hate the way effects work in this game.
I will forever stand by. I hate the fact that if an ability forces me to select, none of my dudes that you know,
memo, basically.
well, it's anything that's like oh yeah, if your dude dies due to an opponent's ability, do cool thing. That doesn't matter because I'm selecting it, so it's technically not the opponent's ability doing it because the ability just makes me select.
But the ability.
That's the dumb part.
Yeah.
The ability is what's killing
The
dude.
ability makes you select, but you're killing the dude
It's your
due to
choice.
the ability.
It's because it's your
To me, that's
choice.
still my opponent's ability, but I'm making the choice.
But it's your choice.
Yeah, that's the issue.
I would choose 0 if
Your
it was
choice,
my
your
choice.
choice trumps over. Well, you have to choose.
You
Right?
cards-
That's not my
like for
ability.
instance, if somebody was like, if somebody fanfrits you, wait, no, fanfrit.
because it
They
says
pick off fanfrit, right?
no,
Or do you pick.
no,
Okay,
it's
yeah,
you
yeah.
pick.
So you pick one of your dudes due to fanfrit, and it's like, oh, my dude died due to an ability, and it's like, no, you.
It's
chose
because-
it.
it's because-
that's actually stupid.
It's because
that's-
those
I can understand like can't be chosen by your opponent's abilities. Cool. My opponent, I can understand that as like my opponent's not.
Oh, I hate that as well.
I think
Can't be chosen by opponent's abilities, and then my opponent ability makes
or
me choose,
your-
so I'm
your
choosing
opponent
to
can't-
bypass. I
or
hate
like
that.
your opponent can't choose this for this ability. Okay, well you're choosing. I'm fine with it getting sliding underneath
Yep.
that. I'm not fine with it's dying, but it's not my opponent's ability because that's 100% in my opinion my opponent's
I
ability.
could be wrong on that, but that's how I think it is. I also
Yeah.
I'm fine with it sneaking by slightly like that.
I don't like that.
It's funny. It's a funny way of playing.
It's haha
cards.
funny, but I don't like that.
Well,
I-
like if you had things that are like this can't be selected by your opponent's abilities.
or if it is selected by your opponent's abilities,
thing.
do a cool
Yo,
thing like
anybody
I
Like Titus?
I think the way the effects work
in
in this
Hobby
card game are dumb.
Japan that watches this ever, which probably no one, whatever. Can we please,
Fix your fucking card
for
game.
the love of God, in like 3 to 4 sets, I don't care how long it takes in that time frame, give us a functioning mill deck. This game, I stand with. I think Travis had mentioned this before, not our Travis, but Travis Pfeiffer. This game should have alternate win cons
yeah.
that are somewhat
Dude, I
effective.
would love to play
They
a
can be-
deck
they can
that's
be
like
pipe
summon
dreams, but-
materia win.
Yeah.
Like has some weird ass condition. Summon materia win. Summon
Get-
arc win.
well, like
Get
because you
get
had
10 crystals win.
you had
Like something
OTK.
cool.
That's super easy.
Yeah.
You had
It's
OTK
fine.
decks like XYZ Dragon Cannon, and your goal is build that out and then go sick. I'll Paradise off Elden Arch, and then I'll take another turn, draw 2, kill you, and that's it.
That's cool. That's real cool.
It's cool, and
But
it was
that's-
very
that's-
doable at the time too.
But that's not a win con. That's a play you can make using pieces in the game.
I mean, sure, I view
want
it
win
as
con.
the deck's goal is to do that. The
oh yeah,
deck's
sure.
not.
I'm fine with but that's just like something.
I mean,
you can
sure,
do.
but like I think an alternate win con in a deck is not like I think milling the opponent out is it's probably like shitty for the opponent to get milled out. I don't disagree.
Yeah.
But like I think it's just resource denial really is what milling is. It puts them on a clock and it denies resources, so they need to play more efficiently or play their deck faster.
have
if
one
their deck can't do it,
have
they
one
can.
character of every different color
Here's
on the
other
board.
thing is, I want decks that heal life.
That's something I think in this game is needed because there's like if they're gonna turn into this more aggressive style, then how do you circumvent that? How do you circumvent that?
Don't know.
I'm a life game player.
You are. I don't know how I feel about that per se.
I think if it's a generalized rule where it says you can only heal 2 life in a game, then I think I'd be fine with it.
Or like a
Because
card on the field that says while it's on the field,
Mm-hmm.
you can take more, like take one extra life.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, like as long as it's on the field, you can take 8,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like if you get 2 on the board forever, you can take 9.
Mm-hmm.
But at any point, your opponent can destroy it. And if you're already at
I
8,
think it should be a special if that ever exists. So you
Just a
play the
constant
card,
special?
Yeah.
you play the card, and you play the special, and then at that like for that turn, if you were gonna take a point of damage, it's like you still live or whatever, and then the next one you take, you die.
it's like
Something similar to like Warrior Light. That's like, you don't take damage this turn if you would take damage once.
I think it would just be easier to be like, I do.
You take
I don't
one.
think
Like you can only play it once per game, but like do special, you can have.
I
one more
don't
life.
know. I'm interested on what people think. I don't know how healing should function in this. I think Larsa is a really strong way to like start with, where you're like, I'll just swap the damage that I have because that way it's pseudo. You just pick up a card that you lost, that you probably
you
like,
take
essentially
more-
that
you
you would
still
never be
take
able to see
it.
again.
It's
But-
not fun.
yeah, but you get hit, sure, but you like put in something else, you don't matter. And especially if you're just gonna play Larsa, like you might as well just shove more EX bursts in there. If I can play Larsa Axstar and just call it good.
Dude, I was thinking
Firewater, Larsa,
you were
Axstar,
talking
EX
about
burst.
that. You were talking about this right now, and I went, man, Axstar would be really cool to stuff something cool. To play
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think Larsa costs 2. Like,
Yeah, it's a 2-cost EX burst that just says pick up a thing, put a thing in.
Yep.
Like that's what you
It's not
played, so that
terrible.
way you can pick up your Sophie in case it got hit into damage.
I'm trying to think of what cool EX burst no one plays because the card's actually bad, but the EX burst is neat.
um,
I have to look at that later. Let's not.
Zeromus,
Eh.
7 CP.
That's 7. Ooh. But look at it later.
Yeah.
Oh, the cool one that says
Equal
grab
to
a
your opponent
dude equal
damage.
damage. Yeah.
Grab a dude, sack a dude. They
They
sack a dude.
played that in Doga format.
Yep. Otherwise, yeah,
Last time the cards all play.
I don't really have too much else I want to add to this. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, the decks aren't really going to change unless like
I'm
out with
very interested in this format.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Yuri Chelinka's on that level.
Mhm.
You have Yuri Chelinka. I'm interested to see if the Tifa deck's going to be a deck.
Is Tifa gonna be a threat?
No.
That's my number one question.
no.
I'm never. That's all I
Give
want
us
to
your
know.
opinions and we'll talk about it.
Do you actively think Tifa's going to be a threat? And then when we get to doing our set reviews, we'll tell you. We'll just give you our thought on it from comments and whatnot.
Just check it out because I'm going to crash it.
He might if he catches us.
I'll do it every day.
Probably will.
But like, so
Dude,
we have
I'm going to
Soirees.
check the Discord every day. What do you mean?
So like, here's the list of decks we're going to have next format. Soirees, 13, Yuri Chelinka, whatever that's going to be in. Storm Mono Wind, Storm Ice and Wind.
Cat 6.
God, you know how
Cat
funny
6.
Yuri Chelinka is?
Cat 4. We still are going to have Ice Lightning. I'm still on the boat of I think there's going to be some type of Turks deck. Kingsglaive is, in my opinion, still going to be a good deck that I think you can do stuff with. And
Kingsglaive.
getting more cool lightning things could make it better.
It
don't-
needs
I think it's a great
lightning
core.
tech,
I think it's a
right?
great
The
core.
core is fine, but it needs,
It needs like a slight push.
one Kingsglaive better.
Or like one good lightning card, right? Like if it got a Bosch style card, something that pushed the deck in its direction.
Well, it has Ricard to do that.
I just mean like if it had one card to like push it, like Bosch pushes decks. We're still going to see Wool. I think Avalanche is still a good deck. You have Mono Water, still going to be a good deck. Honestly, we haven't seen it, but Folka Water is
Yeah.
still a good deck in my opinion.
Actually, can we talk about that? Folka like showed up and vanished like
and here's the thing:
spark.
Folka Water's still nuts because you just play more summons, less dudes, and you still get Leviathan. You still get all the Leviathans. You still get the Lina.
And you can play more web to search out any one of your dudes, or just draw 2 discards.
Like literally, I don't know how Folka's not getting played right now.
Can I
and that new Yuna is going to be nuts with it.
can I put a deck on your list there?
Sure.
Actually, I have 2. Rampair. I think Rampair will make an appearance of some form.
You just want Rampire to make an appearance, huh?
Dude,
Well,
Rampair
I
is
think
so sick.
I
No,
agree with him. I think Rampair has the potential to be a mid-range deck that is a constant, especially because Chimera exists now. The only issue with Rampair
needs
is that they're not giving you a Cat 11 that has good longevity throughout a game.
yeah, it's unfortunate because
They-
your best
they all are like
your,
they're
your
sparks.
best one is Theodore.
Or Toto.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, because trust me, I actually think this list still
Dude,
goes on.
dude. Ice Water, Terra Una. I think that's gonna be a cool deck that you can see pop up.
Spellbooks?
Yeah, Spellbooks. I think Spellbooks is gonna make a appearance.
Wool's fallen off because Wool was like a thing because of Refia, Water Refia. I honestly think
You're
that's
talking
something
Warriors
people
of
can.
Yeah,
Light in
Warriors
general.
of Light. Yeah.
I think that's something people should look at more.
Samurai's is still a good deck. I don't know why people aren't playing it right now.
A couple
outside
people
of,
will play Sam's, but
Yeah, I mean, I think it's still on the same level as everything I'm naming right now.
you know why
Hashtag.
Sam's gets beat? Because Wool plays Mist Dragon and just tells Sam's that it doesn't get beat.
I understand.
Hashtag Tenzin's not 6.
Yeah. It's not
Can,
6.
can I have? I'm gonna make a T-shirt with that. I want to make that be a rule.
But like, I think Nick's format's so thick with like good decks.
Yeah, that you can.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, decks that can like win.
Play on the same level outside of Wool. Wool's like up here.
Northstalin searches out what's his name?
Blaze.
Epitaph.
Oh.
The one that searches for a forward. Yep.
Yeah.
And that searches out Yuri and or Chelinka.
Yes.
And then they search out the other piece.
Yes.
That's a really good combo off of one card. Just want to put that out there. It's like Northstalin might be a problem.
Like, literally-
they keep making better FFCC stuff.
I'm telling you, the pool for really good decks outside of Wool existing, obviously.
Yeah.
So
Like,
Wool's
Une
here,
Medin's still
and
in
then
the-
there's a lot of
there's
decks that are
just-
like right here.
It's just a ocean.
Honestly,
full
what
of
holds
decks.
Medine back is
You have to have the
a
light
cheap light forward. That's efficient. I don't want to play Noctis because Noctis like requires a party attack deck. You're building your deck around Noctis more than Medine.
Yep.
Citra's cool, but Citra's costs 3, which is just a little awkward sometimes. Lightning's cool, but Lightning costs 4. Titus is cool,
Titus is very
Titus
cool, but
costs
Titus
4.
is like a one drop. You play one of it.
You're only ever
You
playing
can
one
play
of
it
that
twice. That's as much as you want to play it.
Play the 2-drop Warrior of Light that also protects your board on your opponent's turn. That also gets 1,000 power for every dude on your board.
And then if you need to, you just sack it.
He also doesn't have a. He doesn't get like randomly Ratsu'd or Leviathan. He's cool.
Let me look.
You also can play
you're fine.
Materia to search out any of those too, which also gives you an extra light forward.
Yeah.
But like, I think outside of just the base Wool deck, because Wool is still going to be a fucking issue next format.
Wrong one.
And I think it's ridiculous if people think it's not.
That one.
Yeah.
That one. That's cool.
But outside of that Wool deck, and I would say Soiree Wolves because it's just going to be right under it with it or right next to it. Outside of any deck that's playing Wool, like Soirees by itself is fine. Every deck in that right below it is so fucking nuts right now.
Warrior Life's not too terrible.
It's
not the worst.
I played in WoW because it's a cheap card that protects rain. So like,
Yeah.
it's also searchable off.
It just stops things from being broken though, which is the big issue. There's a lot of bounce going around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But it's also just 2.
I don't give a fuck if they bounce my rain.
Nobody's ever. They're gonna bounce the other cards to make you have to pay for them again.
Yeah.
But like, it's a cheap card that you can search off Princess Goblin. So like, who fucking gives a shit for me?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's fair. Honestly,
Yeah.
worth considering.
I just think this outside of Wool being in the format, I think this next format is gonna be the most healthy format I've ever played for Final Fantasy. When it comes to strength and consistency.
Yeah.
of the
On
format.
paper. On paper right
On
now.
paper, yeah, on paper
Well,
right now.
we'll have to tournaments.
Because
A lot
like
of people
Tifa
play.
could still be a problem if it's super consistent.
Yeah,
I don't think it
people.
Will be, but
I don't think there's with the new second out. I don't think even with the spoilers are going out. I think people
nothing
take,
right now seems like it jumps it like it does Wool.
Yeah, there's a. I think there's gonna be like a 2 or 3 month like delay to know like how strong this meta is gonna be.
I think by the end of the format, we're gonna see a lot of these decks, a lot of different decks. Make it too.
Yeah, we're gonna have.
If Wool is not a problem.
We're gonna see a.
This
Wool-
all
Wool
predicates
is the
on
caveat.
Wool not
Wool-
existing.
Yeah.
Wool is the caveat. And here's the thing: Sildra's not gonna hold Wool back.
No.
It's not.
It doesn't. It's unfortunate, but
I
it
mean,
doesn't. You just.
Soirees can easily build the Wool package for free.
So realistically, the biggest issue with the Wool package is
I like that I worked to turn this 25-minute podcast into a 41.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It
worked,
could have been
and we
small.
did it. And we did it.
The whole thing was supposed to be on the ban list, and we're just bouncing around on a bunch of
and we're
stuff
still
now.
sort of on the band.
We got the ban list done. That was
Hey,
the
here's
main
the thing:
goal.
podcasts are. I wanted this podcast to be like an hour, so we're getting there.
Yeah.
Buy me a drink first. Trying to touch my hand.
You literally took a drink from my.
Where's my Post Malone cup?
I mean, it's in the kitchen.
Cool, I'll
Somewhere.
take that.
No, don't.
It's my Post Malone cup.
How dare you? I paid for it.
Yeah, didn't. I was gonna get it myself, and you were like, "No, I got you."
I bought it for you.
So it's my cup.
So it's my cup.
No, that's not how gifts work.
I didn't buy it for you.
Oh, the other one should be out by now too.
I already got it.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Okay, good. So I can get that one too. You monster.
We'll talk about my spending problems later.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
No, I have a funny story.
You want to have an intervention now?
Please.
Yeah, no, it all predicates on wool existing.
Yeah. Wool's the caveat for the format, and I hate it.
I was just gonna mention something, and now I forgot because we got sidetracked.
By the canes that
Off
you
the
brought
sidetrack.
up.
Off the sidetrack. Oh my god, kill me. What was it?
I hope we don't get more searchers that like search for generalized colors.
Consistency and Sildra. Oh yeah. So
yeah.
Wool's. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No,
cut you
you're
off.
good. I was
Wool's-
trying to get you back on track.
Wool's biggest problem, partially was that Sildra could search that out in pieces for Wool super easily, right? Done. But now the biggest problem is, oh cool, we'll just still efficiently build the backups for Wool, especially under soirees, and then if we just happen to sack into Wool because we're playing a soiree package, for instance,
also
and we're
playing
playing
Arc.
Vesvia and we just drew to.
And we also play.
You just switch it to water wind. I was counting in my head. You just switch it to water wind. You switch the wool deck to water wind, or water wind earth.
Why?
Norstalin into Blaze. You can any of the fucking FFTCGs that color fix. They can color fix for you. You still get to play Sarah. That still searches out Princess Sarah, which color fixes all of it. And you still get to play Earth, where you get to play Shantoto, Tyro, and Kaseth. So you still get the numerous amount of backups that search
With Wool
other
in
backups.
existence, it's the only reason right now I would agree that Tyro's a problem is because Tyro color fixes and searches out the problem card.
Yes. Yeah.
Only reason. But
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
rid of the problem card, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
I don't. Like, after that, it doesn't matter. Tyro just searches whatever my deck needs.
I just don't. To
Sounds
me,
like
it's the
sorting.
same thing as Sildra. It has the
Also-
X burst. Nah, fucking whatever.
I stand by building up the archetypes, like building up the categories. Cat 1 should have, it doesn't need to be super good, but at least something that's playable. There's
Dude,
really nothing in Cat 1
I
that's
tried
playable.
playing a Cat 1 deck in Title, and it did not go over well.
What was I playing that really messed you up?
You were playing.
'Cause we were playing
You
Title.
were testing 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were testing 6, and I
6
was
is
playing
the best in title. Hands
6.
down.
6 right now. 6
Yeah.
and 13 are up there. And that's even before this next set, because 6 is just nuts because you get to play so many different locks, and you're just like, haha, loser.
Lock. It's literally a lockout deck.
Yeah.
The fact that you play a lock that says every time you play a 6, you reveal a top card of your deck. Oh, it's a 6, add to hand. And the one that says, hi, you get to draw an extra card every turn. Gross.
Yeah, so outside caveat on Wool, I think this format's gonna look really clean.
Yeah.
I think there's a bunch of decks that are sitting on the same level right now.
Yeah.
Even with the new ones coming in, I think there's a bunch of newer decks too that are going to sit on that same level.
What do you guys think? Do you think Wool's going to be a problem? Do you think Wool's not going to be a
Wool
problem?
is 100% going to be a
Hey,
problem.
honestly, if
Oh,
you
are you
just
asking
want to...
them?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
If you just want to complain about Wool in the comments,
Please
I
do.
will be there for you.
Oh, yes.
Hands
He had to
down.
play 3 straight last night.
Yeah. I lost to a Wool deck.
I
And,
don't know how you survived. I mean, after playing Noah for one round, I was like, I'm good. I don't want to play into Soiree
It's okay.
Wool again.
It's so unfun. Connor refuses to play against my Medine deck because it's Earth Water.
And we're at a point...
I'm not even playing Wool.
It's so annoying because, I love this game.
Mm-hmm.
But me and James right now are,
Just dead in the
pulling
water.
teeth to want to go to locals
Mm-hmm.
because
Hashtag skip out on locals, make a podcast.
we just don't want to deal with that deck. I just...
It's for me. It's not even that. It's just
If I
it
wanted to,
feels
I'd build it.
unfun.
I would hardcore,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm almost at that point in not caring. Just build a silver bullet specifically for that deck and only play the silver bullet, and just tell everybody that plays those decks that they need to get off of it. That would be my goal. I will play that silver bullet every time I look.
Let's just play Medine. Remove their wolves. They can't do anything about that.
I haven't played Avalanche since the tournament.
And you love Avalanche.
I just refuse.
Like,
It's like that deck shit on me all weekend, and then the one deck I played good against was a Wool deck. The Wool deck you played in tops and lost to. That was the Wool player I played round 1. And almost beat him, but drew an Amaterasu the turn after I
wish
needed
you had
it.
beaten him.
I understand. I wish I would have beat him too.
Wait. Was this in the second event and the side event?
No, I lost to that guy round 1 in the event.
Oh, okay. I thought you
yeah.
were saying he's playing in side event. I was like, I played into a wool deck, but I
also am
James,
upset about that
hold
side.
on. No, that was the exact deck that I played against and you played against. I just want to talk about that because me and James shared this experience together. We both saw what it felt like. He watched me once and I watched him. You were doing so good in that side event, playing your Sky Pirates deck. 3-color Sky Pirates, my man. It was functioning.
And it was going
hella nice.
off.
And then his opponent goes, awesome, I drew wool. And literally, Rydia, wool,
Cecil.
Rosa.
Cecil.
Cecil didn't even matter, honestly.
Well, the Cecil needs to be on board for the Rosa.
I guess.
Yeah.
Or was there... Did
you
he
have
not
to-
play Fusoya, too? He had Fusoya.
I don't think he had Fusoya on the board
He
at the
definitely
time.
had
I think he
Fusoya
played
in the deck.
Fusoya earlier
Oh, shit.
to get pieces, but he had the Rydia and the...
He just needed the counters on Rydia.
Yep.
Yeah.
He had the Rydia and the Cecil, which has
I mean,
the-
if you
which
just
you
had the
need
counters
to-
on Rydia is all you needed. You just needed...
And-
I mean, you would think, oh, how do you let him get to that spot? But when you just play wool for free, you kind of just go with the rest of the turn doing whatever
you
you
have
want.
no outs to wool.
I mean, how are you going to out that card? I don't think you can ever
have
realistically
nothing
out
in
wool unless you're wasting more resources than they are playing it.
Yeah.
You'd have to like AMA it and hope they don't do anything in response,
I
like a
wish
Mist Dragon,
Pinello
and
said,
then like ping it.
I wish Pinello said neg 3k for every Sky
Pirate?
Pirate forward you have.
That'd be really nice.
I think it'd be a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Like Pinello's still good. I'm not gonna say
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not, but it's not proactively good. Like it's not aggressively good. It's more just defensively good.
Oh, you know, I do want to add this on here because we're literally just spurging everywhere. I think Titus will eventually be a big issue.
The 3-drop,
Yeah.
he's also on my list.
The water?
So is X Death,
Yeah,
Mist
yeah,
Dragon.
X-Death,
X Death and Mist Dragon are both on my list, and so
Mist
is Lava.
Dragon will forever be on the list if that's the case. I don't think X-Death's going to ever realistically be a problem until they start giving you efficient ways of just milling through your deck to play X-Death.
I have
We have
no
a card that
problem-
does it, but nobody uses it. So
I have no problem with X Death being a 4-drop,
Yeah.
and I have no problem.
with the mannequin line decreasing him,
No, that's the problem I have a problem with is the mannequin line decreasing him to a 1-drop. I
But-
think that's a.
But in my
a one drop 10k basically.
but in my Verstale
things.
deck, it's so cool. We get to play him for 2.
Here's the thing. X Death is fine as a 4-drop.
yeah.
I hate the idea of cool. I dealt with your X Death. Cool. I'll tap one just to play another one. Ah, cool. I worked hard to get rid of your X Death, and you played it for free practically.
Yeah.
Neat. It's like I'm playing against Wool.
X-Death
Except I
is,
think it's slightly better as a 1-drop.
Yeah.
He's generally a game ender, but like the way I play, I've noticed I'm a very atrocious player when it comes to these games now, especially Final Fantasy, because like EXperts have to be accounted for. I'll just sit there gassing you on until I feel like it's a good time to poke you, because if I poke you and you gain advantage, it's not like real advantage. And then I do it again until it's time to poke you again.
You know, I'm tempted to just put Wool into Verstale, the 4-drop Earth one, just so I can push damage on turns and just say my opponent
that's fair.
doesn't get to do stuff. Like, he's not a 5-drop,
We
but
should.
I
Honestly,
really want him.
They should make a semi-accessible card that deals with EX burst in general, because Wool just says your guys can't be touched by it.
Yeah.
But if they give you like a summon that you can cast in the turn that's like, hey, during this turn, like EX burst just don't trigger. And this isn't me bitching and moaning about EX
There's
burst.
a couple of cards that do it, I think.
There's not summons.
Oh, summons, yeah.
Yeah, no, there's like an
Does it
X
do?
stat that here, hold on. I actually have to double check on this. This is very important.
I know there's at least one card that does it.
I need that one blanked so it doesn't look all weird.
Yeah.
Card database. You guys do your thing. I'm gonna look.
Yeah.
Where were we?
We were just talking about Wool and turning off EX burst and stuff like that. just
I
one of them.
honestly want to build a monocolor deck next week with Cecil that just plays Wool.
Okay, here are your cards.
Fair.
So you got, I don't know, Wool. At the beginning of the attack phase, choose 2 of the 4.
That's the one I was thinking
And the
of.
EX one is summon, or all forwards cannot
Yeah.
be chosen by summons, EX burst, or characters EX burst this turn. So
Monsters
that just
get
protects your board from getting hit. But if they hit a Tyro, they still
Yeah.
get to search. Then you have Arborist, Wirtz, the Mannequin X Death, that says any card of cost 2 or less put in the damage zone due to it does not burst. And then this one says any card put in the damage zone due to
my
X Death cannot burst, which is a 5-cost X Death. Which is like cool, but like I don't want to pay 5 for that card, especially because that card doesn't do enough.
Just play mannequins, and it'll cost 3.
I mean, yeah, but it still feels bad. Like they could still pop that card whenever they feel like, and that's the only thing that does. I think a summon that says that gives certain decks the ability to. Oh, Shadow Lord also. Yeah, that's fair.
does it.
Shadow Lord's neg side is that he gives them a backup. To
Yeah,
play.
it's also his special.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
No,
it's pay one.
it's pay one.
Pay
He gains Brave and then EX Burst on trigger.
Yeah.
So Shadow, honestly, Shadow Lord's fine.
Yeah.
A card like Shadow
It's
Lord
still-
is good enough.
And Wool still feels bad. I might build like a mono Windstorm deck that plays Wool, and we just go Cecil Wool.
Oh, speaking of which, I hate it.
Continuing
so
the
much.
podcast.
I hate Wool so much because of this. Idolist plays Wool, and you know who plays Idolist? Kyle does. Meaning Kyle also had the chance to play Wool in his deck if he wanted to.
You know who also plays Idolist? Samurais.
Yep. Get rid of Wool. I'm sorry. Just get rid of Wool. I can't.
We're gonna play Fire Wind Storm with Wool and Cecil and Idolist,
Kill me.
and we get to play the cool Zidane.
But yeah, that's pretty sick. Oh, you have no answers to my board state? Yeah, you can just keep that hand.
And we still get to play Northstalin to search out the color fixing.
That Zidane's cool, but that Zidane feels like a
It's
to me that
tough.
Zidane feels like a trap.
too risky because you don't know what that card they draw is going to be.
I also just feel like it doesn't get you anywhere. It's real neat to take away pieces, but like you said, like if they have a whole hand, you can take away one cool piece. They're going to draw into another thing and still be able to play their
I mean,
rather-
it's the same as like Kate Sith, but Kate Sith's a backup and is searchable.
and it's there. Yeah.
It's
I'd-
like it does its job.
I'd rather just play the other Zidane, the win one, to just take the top card of their deck, so that way they
Yep.
don't get it back.
I actually think that Zidane's so much nuttier because it gives you more cards in hand. Technically, it's not CP you can use, but your hand is CP for those.
Yeah.
which is just much better.
Yep.
You always have something.
It's more. It gives you more responses to your opponent, where the other Zidane just takes away responses, but technically gives them a response.
Gives them a chance.
Yeah. So like,
The Fire Wind one's just more techie
yeah,
versus aggro with the other Zidane.
yeah.
That's all it is.
I don't care about
It's
that Zidane dying.
If like, here's the thing: the only deck we've seen it so far in is Wool and Soirees, and the only reason you need to play that Zidane is to maybe get rid of pieces that are gonna fuck you over, like Amaterasu to stop the Cecil, Chuchulanes that stop the Wool,
Exoduses that stop your roll.
Exodus. Turn one, if for whatever reason you're dropping two to play a fucking Zidane, getting rid of the dude that says tap to no cost, tap for 4 costs or whatever.
Yeah, Arcanist.
Arcanist.
There you go.
I couldn't remember that name.
Or you just name a number and it can't attack.
Yeah, but I mean, I say 4 because that's what you're naming.
Everybody's going to pick 4 generally.
Mm-hmm.
It is
Yeah.
a silver bullet. Like I mean,
It's a silver bullet. It's
So
not
the only deck we've seen so
'cause
far.
you know what they do is Arcanist players, and we've seen this. They'll put Arcanist down. The big soiree rule dude will get their board built, and then they'll for the rest of the game just go Arcanist, pass, Arcanist, pass, Arcanist, pass.
doing nothing.
How many cards left in deck? Cool, 13 more turns. Arcanist, pass. Like that's just what it is. It's just a million.
So the only deck we've actually seen that Zidane play in is just Soirees and Wool, for the purpose of just protecting Wool, essentially. So like, I honestly don't think that card's that
it
great.
just keeps their board safe.
Yep.
Wall decks.
It protects them from just outs. And,
Yeah, wall
I
decks are
mentioned
just
it before. Be on the lookout, boys. If you're going to see a lot of arcs in play, Diabolos is the way to go. If their board gets big, you just snipe anything you want with Diabolos because they got increased.
Arc for Soirees, yeah.
Arc is nuts in that deck.
Arc keeps them alive, but then
Because
Diabolos
you
just tells
play
them no.
you play so many limited win cards that Arc is just like, it's not for Warriors of Lights, it's for Soirees sometimes, and it feels bad.
We were talking about. I remember what we were talking about before we got really sidetracked to this point, which were other cards we think we should be on the watch list.
The watch list.
Yeah, Une.
Yeah, we've talked about Une.
I don't know if we talked about it in that list, but we talked about Une would be.
Une will
We
eventually
were
be a
we were
problem.
talking about it.
Une is just too good.
Yep.
I still have that
As
list.
generic as Une
Yeah.
is.
I just thought about it right now when I was thinking.
No,
about
you're
cards.
good.
I honestly, Cecil. I remember it was Tyro, Cecil, and Une.
Can we
Were
see
like the 3 cards on my
How
list.
about the opposite question? Can we see any cards get unbanned?
No. Oh my
There's
bad,
only
Doga.
Yeah, free Doga 2024.
Free Doga 2024.
There's only one other card
Free my
besides
man,
Doga
Doga.
that I want unbanned that will probably never get that
Riku.
chance, and it's Riku.
Yeah.
Riku will never allow to be unbanned because they printed
Yeah, there's so
Buddy,
many
in my opinion,
reactivate.
because
It's unfortunate.
It's not even that. It's the fact that they printed Buddy to search Riku out.
Yeah.
Riku will never get unbanned. And now if they made a card, oh God, for the love of God, just reprint a version of Riku. That's if it's like a twice per turn or a once per turn. I don't care. That's a backup though. I don't want the stupid
Forward.
Chirokiki buddy.
God no.
I don't want that card. I don't want it to be a forward.
I do want to figure out how to do a Cherokee Eshtenral deck. I don't think it's gonna be good, but fuck, is it funny?
Oh, where you play Arsenal and then you're just like immediately boop.
Yep, play cool, dude. It sounds.
I mean,
it's funny.
there was the
Here's
deck
the
that
thing.
I built.
It's the same problem with Rampier. There's nobody you really want to play. It's
There was
just really neat.
there was the deck I built with Zeth, which I don't know how well it is. It is as a card to use now, but it's a Crystal Exarch that says during I think it's start a main phase 2.
Every attack phase you
play
give.
a forward
Okay.
equal to the number of ice backups you control.
Is it? Pull that up. Is it play from deck or just play from hand?
From hand.
Okay. So you play like a 4-drop every turn.
I don't know why I'm going from here. What I have. Card database.
So if this format's going to be real thick, like we think it will be next format, do you guys want to do a tier list?
I mean, I'm invested in
Sure.
enough. Crystal Exarch. At the beginning of May Phase 2, during each of your turns, you may play one forward at cost equal to or less than the number of ice backups from your hand onto the field. He's 4 CP. So generally speaking, if you put him down and you're building back row, you can keep slamming things down for free.
Yeah.
Like your main phase 2 is your actual build
Yeah.
phase, while main phase 1 is just there.
Yeah, you really want to like play Ysael to go find another backup, to find another backup, to find another backup.
Like you just want to build backups as fast as possible with this, and then slam this down and be like, "Oh, cool, boop, boop,
Play a
boop,
4-drop.
boop."
Play a 5-drop.
Play 3, like play Vincent. But a free play Vincent's honestly really
It'd be
good.
funny.
So yeah, tier list would be cool though.
Yeah.
Right
But
now,
we-
the tier list just looks like. I mean, for me specifically, the tier list is any deck playing Wool, with whether
Like
it
I
be
really
Wool
want to do a
itself
tier
or
list. Like
Wool
we talked about
Soirees,
this
and
when
then
we were
Mono Water.
in Chicago. Like I really want to do a tier list. Like Kyle sent me the list of everything we thought of because I really wanted to do it.
Yeah,
So I think it'd be a very interesting thought process for all of us to figure it out.
Yeah.
see where.
So
it
I
goes
might
what.
make that list tonight. Like take that list plus ones we were thinking about, and then ask you guys for more to put in there.
Start working on it. Hey, if you guys got anything you want to add in, please feel free. I do think.
You guys
God,
have ideas?
I hate how much of a sleeper it is. It'll get there. Wind Earth. You don't even need to play retainers. Just put Noctis out.
Yeah.
Noctis' ability to snipe something every turn. Because Prompto comes out. So that means I can only play Prompto and Gladiolus in the deck and still be fine. I'll play Noctis, search my backup, bam, done. Or search Gladiolus, bam, done. Like it doesn't matter. And the new Ignis.
Yeah. Card's sick.
Card's
I really want
nuts.
it. I really want it.
So yeah, that's all I really have.
Leave comments for cool suggestions for future podcasts, please.
We did talk about the ban list super early, so if you guys tuned out after that,
We're sorry.
If you made it all the way here, thanks for listening to our rambles
Yes,
as we
please.
just go on a roll.
Let us know what you guys think, because I want to start doing more podcasts. But it's all up
does.
to this dumbass right here.
Sorry, I have a family.
Yeah, sorry you had a child.
I'm sorry, you got a child. That's you.
Gosh darn it.
As usual, like, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys
Every
enjoy.
Monday?
I can't guarantee.
Every other Monday.
Perhaps. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always,
Make sure to check the links down below. You can.
I hate him.
we have cool T-shirts and sweatshirts. Spread shop is down. Links down below. Check out our TCG player. TCGuniversity.tcgplayerpro.com. Buy our singles.
I hate you so much. Can you hit the tagline, James?
Make sure if you want to support us, go to patreon.com/TCGuniversity. And as always, stay learned.
Jesus Christ.
Hashtag Doga did nothing wrong.
Doga did nothing wrong. Free
Hashtag
Doga
free Doga
2024.
2024.